There are many supernatural creatures said to inhabit this marvelous world with us. Among them include werewolves, who are very cool, vampires, who are very sexy, witches. Dated a couple of those, wouldn't recommend. Ghouls, I don't really know what a ghoul is. I think it's like a zombie, but also without a face or something. Zombies are in there too. Spirits and ghosts, which we're going to be talking about. See, what's fascinating about all these supernatural creatures is that they start off as human. Vampires start off as human, and then they're bitten by a vampire, and then they turn into a very sexy creature. Werewolves are bitten by a werewolf, I guess. I don't know how werewolves are created. And then they turn into a very sexy creature. Witches are, I don't know how they're made. I don't know if they're born or if they have to sign a pact with the devil. And then what are the creatures? Zombies, you start off as human and then you're infected with the T virus. Ghouls, you start off as a human and then you're hit with a nuclear bomb. Swamp Thing started off as human and then he got a bunch of chemicals on him and died in a lake. And depending on which incarnation, he's either human or he's a bunch of plants who thinks he's human. And then ghosts, who start off as human and then they freaking die and turn into a ghost or a spirit or something, and then they haunt other people who are still alive like they're butthurt about being dead. And so that's what this video is. I think ghosts are freaking chumps. So every creature has a thing. Like vampires want to suck your blood, and that's why they're scary to humans. And that's also why they're very sexy to humans, but we'll ignore that for now. Zombies want to eat your brain, and they're not really sexy to humans. I mean, I guess some people probably find them sexy. Demons, they want your soul, so that's something. And then if you're an incubus or succubus, then I suppose that you want to have children, which I suppose is pretty normal. I mean, the way they go about it might be not okay, but we'll ignore that. Werewolves, I don't really know what their thing is. I mean, mostly they just want to turn back into humans, right? Like no werewolf really enjoys being a werewolf. They just kind of put up with it because they have to, because, you know, the full moon and whatever. Witches, they just want magical powers and they want to control you or something. And then you look at ghosts and it's like, what is a ghost thing? Why are they scary to humans? And it's like, oh, they're scary to humans because they want to scare humans. And it's like, what? Ghosts haunt places, people say, because they want revenge or because they have something that needs to be fulfilled, something that they didn't do in life that they need to make sure happens in death. And so because of that, they just like scare people, I guess. I don't know, they just make crap float in front of you. It's like, look at this isn't even scary. It's like, oh wow, a floating ice cream cone, how cool. So I think ghosts are super lame because they don't really have a thing going on. They're just dead people who just want to scare alive people. And here's the thing about ghosts. We can all imagine what it's like to be a ghost because it's literally you just die and then you're a ghost and you can float through walls and crap. And also you're invisible, so you're like Reptile from Mortal Kombat, which is cool. And so I want everyone to sit there or stand there. I don't know who's standing and watching these freaking videos. That's weird. But if you're sitting or standing there, I want you to imagine what you would do if you were dead and if you were just a spirit floating throughout the world. You could go anywhere, you could do anything. If I were a spirit and I were invisible, I would like travel through space, I would like see the stars, I would see different planets. Even if I'm dead and I can't fully enjoy the beach and the warmth of the sun and the breeze and everything, I still might go to the beach and I still might check out Antarctica. And you know what? Antarctica might be fun if you're dead because you don't have to really feel that cold. And you can see the penguins and you can haunt the penguins maybe, and it might even be fun to haunt penguins because you could like boop them on the nose and then they go, I'm a penguin, I don't know what's going on. If I was a ghost, the last thing that I would do would just be to stay at my house and just, you know, scare people who moved in. If I was a ghost and then I saw someone wearing my t-shirt, I wouldn't try to possess them. As it stands in real life, I'm not trying to make people go insane or, you know, make them feel like they need to go to a mental institution or something like that. And there's this entire idea whenever ghosts are presented in media where it's like, no, they need something to be done in life so that way they find peace and that way they can move on to the afterlife and they can find happiness and joy there. But I kind of think that's lame just because of the fact that, you know, if I'm dead, then like You know, I'm not gonna stick around and be like, hey, listen, there's something I need you to do for me. I need you to file my taxes for the upcoming year. Like, that's freaking lame. I'm not gonna do that. If I die from choking on a peanut, I'm not gonna find someone to serve me who's alive still and then have them go assassinate Mr. Peanut or whatever the frick his name is. Mr. Planters? Mr. Monopoly Peanut? I don't know. If I die and I'm just a spirit floating around, I'm not gonna be running freaking errands. And you know what? I'm not gonna make other people run errands for me. I'm not gonna be like, hey, a live person, I need you to go and find this other dude who cut me off in traffic one time and go and assassinate him. That just seemed kind of petty to me. Like, I understand wanting to make sure that whoever killed you or whatever gets their just desserts, but I tend to think that, you know, karma catches up to people. And then ghosts are also lame because they try to like possess people. You know, they want other people's bodies or something. And it's like, bro, come on, you had your body. You had your one chance. Like, just, you know, stop it. So I have a message to all ghosts across the World Wide Web and who are standing here watching me film this, if there are any. And the message is this: ghosts, I do not consent to you entering my body or possessing me or taking control of anything or messing around with my dreams or whatever else. I do not want any of that. And you know what? Also, I'm not gonna run any freaking errands for you. If there was a ghost who came up to me and he was like, oh, if you do this, then I'll give you a suitcase full of gold. I'm not accepting that. I don't want some haunted gold. Are you kidding me? That's freaking weird. Then it would turn into like Pirates of the Caribbean. I would just be a skeleton man or something. I don't want that. I don't want to be a skeleton. I'm not trying to be a zombie or a werewolf. Vampire, I do want to be a vampire. I'm not gonna lie. I'd go, rawr. I would look so freaking hot as a vampire. And in fact, I do. Anytime I've dressed up as a vampire. You know what? I am a vampire. I'm a vampire. I choose to believe I'm a vampire. Rawr, I'm a vampire. Do you want to see a picture of my dream girl? Look into this mirror. It's a picture of my dream girl. Isn't she beautiful? It's me. My sister says her house is haunted. She says it's haunted by like 9 different ghosts or something like that. And I'm like, what the frick had to happen for our house to be haunted by 9 different ghosts? I'm like, are you serious? And I'm like, bro, how many people freaking died in this house? Or is it that no one died and then just ghosts decided to congregate here or something? Ghosts just saw me making videos and they were like, oh yeah, let's have a big party while this guy's trying to film videos in front of a freaking green screen. And my sister told me this. She was like, Noah, the reason why you don't see ghosts and I do is because I believe in ghosts, but you don't. And then she told me, Noah, if you believe in ghosts, then they'll start showing themselves to you. And then my response to that is I'm like, I don't want to see ghosts. It's like, why do I want to see ghosts? It's like, why do I want to walk around my house and be trying to do the dishes? And then I look up and then there's just some dead dude there staring at me. And it's like, go away. I don't want to see you. I don't want to be trying to write my novel and then look up and then it's like, oh, there's a ghost there. It's like, come on. I don't want to jump into the shower and then it's like, oh man, I have to wait. There's a ghost already here. He's watching me. Because again, ghosts are just people, right? Like ghosts are just people who have died. And so how weird would it be if you were just trying to do chores, if you were trying to vacuum and then you look up and then there's just a strange 49er man standing there. It's like, I don't want that on the best of days. And I especially don't want it if he's freaking, you know, at half opacity and he's transparent. And so it's just kind of rude. Like ghosts are just kind of rude because what, they want to scare you or they want you to run errands for them? And it's like, I don't want to do either of those things. I don't want to be scared randomly. Like if I'm trying to take a dump, I don't need someone going boo. Because it's like, bro, I can't crap my pants. I'm already on the toilet. So like, you know, at least wait if you're going to pull a prank like that. It's like, if you're dead, then like, you know, go enjoy your life. Go to Antarctica, like I said. Go visit the Amazon jungle. Go fly around the world. I wish I could. It would be nice to travel. And then people will talk about like not nice ghosts. They'll talk about like poltergeists and crap like that. And it's like, okay, the ghosts who want you to do jobs for them and who want you to do their chores and clean up their dirty work, that's not cool, but it's better than them trying to kill me. So that's something, I guess. But the thing is that it's like, if ghosts are trying to kill you, it's like, what do they gain from that? Because all that's gonna happen is that, let's say you're a ghost and I'm alive, and then you manage to kill me somehow, then that means that we're both just ghosts. If an evil ghost kills me, I will be a ghost also. And then it's like, okay, at that point, if I know you're a ghost and you killed me, then I'm gonna be kind of butthurt about it. I'm gonna be kind of upset. And I'm gonna do everything I can to annoy you. Because you're gonna be out here trying to kill people still. And then I'm just gonna be like making fart sounds around you or something. Because it's like, hey bro, why'd you have to kill me? Like, we're both ghosts. We're essentially co-workers now. We're essentially neighbors if you kill me. So it's like, you know, why would you want to piss off a new neighbor who's moving in? Because that's essentially what it is. You think I'm going to be happy about that? Absolutely freaking not. If I'm dead, I can't play Resident Evil 9 whenever that crap comes out. If I'm dead, I can't freaking edit videos or write my novel or whatever else. So it's like, why do you think I would be cool with that? Why do you think I would be cool with you killing me to bring me over to your side? I wouldn't like that. Like, that's just rude. That's inconsiderate. It's like, I'm gonna die eventually, so just give me 50 years or whatever, and then I'll be on your side, and then we can talk or whatever. We can have a picnic or whatever, a ghost picnic. I don't know. Or maybe the supernatural creatures are fighting each other because vampires are immortal, right? And so it's like, maybe the ghost is trying to kill me before I can become a vampire. Because if I'm a vampire, then I'm not gonna become a ghost for a very long time, because vampires die too. So maybe there's some kind of ghost vampire rivalry happening. I'm kind of surprised that you don't see that more often and stuff, where it's like, someone is a supernatural creature and then they die and then they become a ghost or spirit. It just kind of seems like it would make some degree of sense. That would be kind of cool. I'm gonna do it one day. That's my idea, my OC, no stealing. So anyways, in conclusion, ghosts are freaking chumps. To any ghosts who are in range of my voice, I'm sorry that you died. I truly am, but that is the way of all things. I wish you the best in your ghostly travels. I hope you have fun seeing the penguins, but please, for the time being, leave me alone. Whenever I'm dead, then we can talk, and I can tell you what it's like to own an iPod, and then maybe we can be friends. But now is not the time. For now, I just want to live my life, I want to be happy, and I don't want any ghosts floating around and just leaving their ectoplasm everywhere. That's kind of gross. So anyways, ghosts, thank you, and have a nice night. So anyways, thanks for watching. Goodbye.